Am I wrong for refusing to go to my friend's boyfriend's party after she demanded to approve my outfit? My 29 female friend Kate, 28 female, has a boyfriend Jamie, 29, whom she has been with for nearly 3 years. We met Jamie on a night out, and I would say that although he's Kate's boyfriend, I consider him a friend. We share an interest in a particular sport that we text about sometimes, and if I have a spare hospitality ticket to one of the sporting fixtures, I will sometimes invite Jamie to go. Jamie's 30th is coming up, and Jamie and Kate planned a big party, and I peripherally helped out with logistics when asked. A few days ago, Kate texted me. She asked if I wouldn't mind toning down my look for the party and if I could send her a picture of what I was planning to wear. I asked her what this meant, and after asking several times if she really had to say it, she asked if I could dress verbatim, basically what I would consider frumpy, because she really didn't want to be outshone at her own boyfriend's birthday party. When I didn't reply right away, she went on to say that she wanted Jamie's full attention that night, which she couldn't get if I showed up dressed properly. I was a bit annoyed by what she was implying, so I said if I was going to be so much of a concern for her, I'd rather just politely decline the invitation. Katie freaked out, saying I was being immature by not coming just because I couldn't steal the spotlight. I said it wasn't about that, it was about her making me responsible for whether or not I drew her boyfriend's attention, which is something I've never tried to do nor done as far as I'm aware. She then said it was really important to Jamie that she stand out because his friends and colleagues would be there. I just told her that again, if she was so worried I was going to be distracting everyone, I'd rather not come than feel humiliated from now until the event. I said I would send her Jamie's gift and she could tell him why I wasn't coming. I guess she didn't tell him the reason because Jamie messaged me saying he knows I'm booked the night of the party, but he'd really like it if I could be there, and asked if I could reorganize so I could come. I hadn't replied, but I got a message from Kate saying she knows Jamie is trying to get me to come and please could I just put my pride aside and come to the party. I asked if she was going to ditch the outfit policing, but she said no, so I said I would not be coming. She didn't reply, but I've since received a couple of texts from mutual friends saying that while her request is ridiculous, Kate is aware of that. She's just desperate to be seen a certain way, and even if it's pathetic, I would probably feel the same way in her shoes. Other friends I've told, who do not know Kate, say I should not bow to the pressure and that she's nuts for even asking, and I don't disagree, but I also feel bad for skipping the party when it's Jamie's birthday, and he asked specifically that I come. So, should I be going? We have an update. As surprised as I was that so many people said to tell Jamie, I did realize it was the right thing to do. So I texted him and told him that Kate was insisting I dressed a certain way. Jamie called and explained. A couple of months ago, Jamie and Kate were out with a few of his friends. These friends that I mentioned in my comments are not fond of Kate, and everyone had a lot to drink. They were talking about how they met their significant others, and the story of Jamie and Kate meeting came up. Apparently, during the telling of the story, Kate asked Jamie why he had decided to hit on her rather than me, and one of his friends joked that it was because he knew he didn't have a shot with the hot one, me. Kate asked if this was true, and Jamie, having way too much to drink, explained in a way that made it sound kind of true. He said he did notice me that night and thought I was attractive just seeing me. He said he would never have approached me because he knew he would never have a chance with someone like me. So in that way, his friend was right. He said that speaking to Kate was the absolute best outcome because he loves her and plans on spending the rest of his life with her. But even knowing this, Kate has taken this extremely hard. And even though she says she's over it, he's noticed changes in her behavior that seem to be related to that. He also admitted that he'd been planning to propose to Kate at the party, and that is why he'd wanted me to be there. But after hearing this, on top of the way she has been handling the situation previously, he won't be doing that anymore. Oh no! After speaking to Jamie, I called Kate. She admitted that she had tied a lot to her self-worth in the fact that she'd finally been picked over me, and now it felt like it wasn't true. She apologized for trying to solve her insecurities through me, but also said she wasn't sure she would able to have me in her life as much as I had been with the way she's been feeling. As hurt as I was, I said I understood. She said she still wanted me to come to the party since I'd helped organize it, and she obviously dropped the absurd dress code, so I will be going to the party. I trust that Katie will communicate her boundaries to Jamie, but I don't plan on inviting him to any more events for the foreseeable future. I'm really sad that I've probably lost a longtime friend over the drunken awkwardness of other people, but I also get that Kate can't help how she feels, and frankly, it's for the best not to be in a secret competition. So yeah, I'm hurt, but I'm going to the party. Not a satisfying update, but an honest one. So she has a little small update too where she says, going through these comments has actually brought up a couple of memories that have, in hindsight, made me a bit uncomfortable, and I actually don't think I will end up going to this party. As much as the mutual friends will have questions, and I don't know how much of the truth I will end up telling, I feel too weird right now to continue to be involved in this situation.
Am I the asshole for my reaction to my birthday present? I, female 29, met Will, male 30, 6 years ago when I moved into a new apartment close to university. He was my next door neighbor and offered to help me put together flat pack furniture. We really hit it off and have been together ever since. Will was married right out of high school to someone who was not a very good match. They were young, dumb, and made a colossal mistake. Will recognizes now how crazy it was to marry someone at 18, but at the time, they really thought it was a good idea. That being said, the breakup and the fallout was terrible. This was before I met Will, but it sounds like both sides were out to inflict as much pain as possible. Fortunately, there were no children or assets, but it was not a smooth process by any means. Will reached out to his ex-wife relatively recently, about 2 years ago, to apologize for all the pain he put her through, which I thought was quite nice of him to do. She also apologized for her actions, but both agreed that they did not want to stay in contact. However, coming out of that, Will told me that he has realized he never wants to get married again. This was a surprise to me, but I have never really wanted the white picket fence, so no marriage didn't really bother me. I am happy just to be in a long-term committed relationship. Recently, it was my birthday, and we had some people over for a barbecue. It was really lovely, but Will insisted we do presents in front of everyone. I haven't ever really done that, but I didn't have any issues with it. Everyone gifted me really sweet and thoughtful items, and it was a blast until I got to Will's gift. Will had been really bragging about how this was the perfect gift, and I had to save the best for last. It was a diamond tipped drill set. To be clear, I don't own a drill and have no interest in anything related to drills. My face fell, and Will burst out laughing, saying that the joke is that these diamonds are the only diamonds I could ever expect to receive from him. Quote, get it? Because we aren't ever getting engaged? I was so humiliated. I excused myself and went into the house, and I suppose that everyone left after a while. Will tried to then give me my real present later that evening because the drill bits were only meant as a joke, but I didn't even open it because I couldn't understand why he was so cruel in front of all of my friends. Will says that I'm overreacting when I have another gift, and I agreed that we wouldn't get married. I feel really hurt, and Will doesn't seem to get it. Am I overreacting?
No, that's humiliating.
That's really bad.
And it's not humiliating because they don't want marriage. I think that's perfectly fine. Big proponent for that. I think you didn't need to make it into a mockery. I think it's the way in which he created this charade almost to purposely make her feel embarrassed when it's nothing to be embarrassed about. If you guys don't want to get married, that's fine. If you're not going to get her a diamond ever, okay, that's also fine. But you made it into this joke on her, and that wasn't cool.
And I know our writer here kind of says it's fine. I never really saw a white picket fence for myself. So no marriage is fine. I'm happy to be in a long-term committed relationship with someone I love. And I think there's kind of this point that a lot of people face, especially if you do have the desire to get married and you've waited a long time for a proposal, where you might want something, but you realize that being with the person you're with is better than getting that other thing. So you compromise on that.
Am I wrong for giving away my friend's ticket to the Taylor Swift concert and leaving without her? So a long time ago, I, 20 female, bought 4 tickets to the Taylor Swift concert in our city. The concert happened this past weekend, and it was going to be me, Marissa, Haley, and Aiden. We're all besties from high school. Everyone paid me for the tickets and planned accordingly, and we were planning on getting there pretty early to hang out for a bit. Everyone knew this plan for a long time, but for some reason, Marissa couldn't or didn't get off of work. She's a server at a breakfast restaurant and normally doesn't work late, and by the way, this was on a Saturday. The thing is, I also have an older sister who lives in this city and really wanted to go but couldn't. So she begged me to be a backup just in case anything happened. Because we don't live very close to this city, it's about an hour away, we planned on leaving at 2 p.m. At around 11, I started texting everyone to get ready because I had to start picking people up. Marissa told us she'd get off at 12 but didn't say anything when I texted the group. Am I wrong for giving away my friend's ticket to the Taylor Swift concert and leaving without her? At around 11, I started texting everyone to get ready because I had to start picking people up. Marissa told us she'd get off at 12 but didn't say anything when I texted the group. So I texted her individually and called but got no response. So I picked up everybody else and she was the last person to get, and I kept calling and we waited outside her house for a bit. Eventually, I said F it, so I went to the door and her mom answered saying that Marissa hadn't come home yet. Together, we decided to live without her, and 20 minutes into the drive, all our phones started blowing up. It was Marissa apologizing, saying she had issues at work and had to stay, but she's speeding home and will be ready in 15. At this point, it was about 2:30, and Aiden called and explained what happened, and I could hear her screaming her head off at him. He eventually hung up on her, and my sister met us there and zelled the money to Marissa in the exact amount she paid me. We had a blast, but I'm asking if I'm wrong because none of us have heard from Marissa since.